Hello and welcome back to the Rocknrollsailor Journal. We're in Ghent. There's been a heavy storm all over Western Europe for the last couple of days, and what happens afterwards? Exactly, the sun comes out. And what do you do in Belgium when the sun comes out? You got 5 minutes, park yourself on a terrace, have a beer. We're in Ghent to go and visit the people at Reagent. It's an eco lab that does workshops regarding sustainable gardening, building objects out of fungi and the whole lot. I hope to be doing a lot more workshops with them and bringing some of the material to you. For now, we'll go and see what the first one is. Today is about space farming. Sounds interesting. Okay, so after a bit of a run around Ghent because they just moved address, we finally found the people at Reagent.
Hi.
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 What's your name?
My name is Nick, and I'm from the Reagent lab. So we're an open, do-it-yourself biology lab. You can best compare us to like fab labs where you can 3D print and laser cut, but here you can do microbiology, grow mushrooms, do biotechnology. So it's open to anyone who wants to experiment. The goal really was to sort of open up everything that's scientific knowledge that's sort of within companies and laboratories at this point, which aren't that hard to do, to teach it to people, to do things themselves with it, to make, to discover, to learn.
So basically your purpose is to spread knowledge, make people aware of biomaterials and show them the basics of how to grow them and how to use them.
Yeah, so biomaterials is one of the things that we focus pretty heavily on. We have some workshops that were developed, or we sort of developed them here. This already exists, but we sort of made it for our lab. So this is a biological material made from mushrooms, and we teach people how to grow it, and well, it sort of grows in any shape that you really want it.
That you mold it into, actually.
So people make chairs, they make lampshades like that. It's very diverse what you can do with it, and of course.
So this is basically a mushroom lampshade.
Yeah, it was developed by
it's extremely light. It's like.
But it's pretty
it's
durable.
A bit like styrofoam.
Yeah.
From the feel and the weight of it.
Exactly.
It's a bit the same consistency.
Yeah.
Does it have the same insulating capacity as well?
Well, so the thing is, in order to make like a real products from it, we have a few companies, Ecovative in the US is one, but in terms of like strength and insulation and data around that, there still has to be a lot of research that has to be done, or more quantification. So we know that it's insulating, we know that it's pretty durable, but the hard numbers, well, they still have to be researched for different projects. Of course, the products like Ecovative cells.
Is it waterproof?
It sort of is, because, well, you can best compare it to like if you have a brie or a camembert. The top layer is sort of fluffy and soft, and you see there's some drips of water, some dew on it. It just stays there. It doesn't really get into it. It
doesn't really soak it up.
Yeah, so if it's finished really well like this one, if you just put water on it, it won't get into it.
It won't get into it.
Yeah, so
because I'm not just cold Rocknrollsailor, I do a lot of boating and stuff as well.
Okay.
So I'm just thinking, like, does this stuff float?
Yeah, it floats. Yeah, it
floats.
Yeah. So the main.
And it doesn't start sucking up water.
No, if it's finished properly. Now I don't know. I don't know what it would do if you have like a boat that's like permanently.
Well, I'm thinking more in terms of floating gardens, for instance.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that might be an option.
That might be an option.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Well, it's very versatile, so we use some sort of fiber, it's hemp fibers, but you can play around with the fibers you use to sort of get different material characteristics. So,
so you put your fibers into a mold, add the fungus and something for it to digest, probably, I presume?
and then you just put it in the right conditions. So this is our incubator. That's at around 26 degrees now because there's other stuff growing in there as well. And you just put it in the dark and it just does its own thing, and then it grows itself.
How long does it take, like for instance, a box like this to grow into the shape and be dense enough?
This one started Saturday, so this has been a week. It'll need a few more days, and then we can take it out.
All right.
It sort of has two growth phases, and that first it grows in the mold, and then we take it out and we put it in a bigger container, so that it can sort of produce the white fluff that you need to grow it completely.
Oh, so it grows its outer shell, so to speak.
Yeah, so what happens is, for example, you can see here at the bottom, it usually doesn't grow that well because there's not a lot of oxygen. And
of
so
course.
in order to grow those parts, we just take it out of the mold and we turn it around, and then you can put it in a plastic bag or a container or something else that's sort of closed off. And the influx of fresh oxygen, because you took it out, sort of gives the fungus its second breath.
Makes it complete its outer layer.
And then you get a lot of fluff, and then it's the fluffiness that will make it a nice material when you dry it. So that's the last step in the process, is you put it in the oven, then it dries, the fibers compact even more because all the moisture is out, and then you get this material.
So basically, you could do fungi sculptings with it as well. If you make a mold into a certain shape.
Yeah. Well, there's
you
people
just let it grow in.
making
It's fun.
making just rectangular shapes so that they can build something.
They use it as building material as well, or so it's
concept,
that. It can take a bearing load and everything then, or
especially if you have an oven and you sort of use the right building principles to stack them, or just as insulation, people use it as well. There's a couple who build a mushroom tiny house, and it's a wooden tiny house, but the walls are insulated with this kind of material.
Right, interesting. Yeah, interesting. So it's quite versatile and easy to produce. And where do you get the cultures?
So we get them from a company in Nevele called Mycelia, who produces it for people who want to grow mushrooms, because you can also just grow mushrooms with it if you want. And we just order it from there, but people who use the lab, our fridge is always full of mold, which is a good thing in this case. So if there's no mold, there's something wrong, so they can just use it. We also always have the substrate lying around here, so if you remember here, then you can just do your thing, and there's always someone around who knows of all the stuff that you can do here, and they can help you and assist.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's interesting. What's the colorful semi-see-through fabric you have here?
So this is a bacterial leather. It's produced with kombucha. So if you make kombucha, a lot of people drink it. And at the top there's always what they sometimes also refer to as a mushroom. It's actually just cellulose. And so we teach people how to make the mixture to get nice sheets that you can then dry. And this has all the characteristics of actual leather. It's also it breaks down in nature, it's biological degradable, and it's very strong as well, it's very versatile as well, so we teach people how to work with this. There are people making shoes or objects, making jackets.
Wow, I can feel that.
Now it's a little bit colored because you have to dry it on these wooden boards. But we also let people color it to make stuff with, and it sort of took some of the color out of the wood. Yeah, well, no, it's groovy. It's excellent that way. It would be perfect for a lampshade or something. Now this is just one that we grow. So in the workshop, people get a piece of dried leathers that they can sort of experiment with. We have some sewing equipment and some coloring equipment. So this one we just grew for that, but if you really want to make nice sheets, there's a lot of steps that you can take to sort of optimize the tea or optimize the drying process, or
and you can make this in different thickness and everything as well.
Yeah, you just let it grow a little bit longer, but for example, when they're still wet, you can combine them and dry them together, and they will dry as if it's one piece.
As one sheet.
Yeah.
So you could like cross layer and make it stronger even.
Yeah, it's already pretty strong, but
Excellent. And again, water resistant?
Well, not completely yet. So there's people who are working with, for example, cocoa fat and beeswax to sort of make it a little bit more waterproof.
Yeah, like cotton waxed
that's
thread,
something
actually.
that they have to work on, and because it's a biological material, they're really looking for biological ways of doing this.
Yeah,
you
of
treat
course.
it with heavy chemicals, but then
Yeah,
it
well,
defeats the whole purpose.
yeah, totally, completely. And I